A warm welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our event today. Pitch, Connect and Explore Opportunities. That's the title of today's event. And we will focus on digital health markets in Europe and the United Kingdom. My name is Karin Hölbling. I work with ICS, the Internationalisierungscenter of Styria, and together with my colleague Lisa Maria Katolnik, and in a very close cooperation with our British friends, Angelina, Marcus and Nick from Innovate UK Business Growth, we have put together today's event. So what can you expect? We will give you a showcase of innovative digital health products and services. You will see very interesting companies that will give their pitches today. You will have the opportunity to meet potential business partners. Either you can see them in the pitches or you can also meet them afterwards in the B2B meetings. And you will get to know market experts for Austria and for the UK market especially. And of course, gain latest insights on market entry strategies to these countries. So a very quick look at our agenda today. We will start with 6 pitches from UK companies, then go ahead with 6 pitches from the Desire project. Then we will split the event into 2 sessions. At 11:15, you will have the choice between entering the Austrian healthcare market. This will be with Gerlinde Garleitner and Maja Halibic. And if you want to choose this slot, you can stay in this event in which you are now. If you select option 2, so session 2, this will be collaboration opportunities between European markets and the United Kingdom. And then you have to choose the second event slot. This will be done by Neil Toner and Angelina Marcusi. And afterwards, beginning at 12, you will have the opportunity to make your individual B2B meetings. And there is a third slot. I'm talking a lot about these slots, and here you can see them. This is what you see on our website. So it's 3 different parts to one event, and you have the choice. So you have already managed to get into the first part. Congratulations. I know it's not always easy with B2Match. But for our B2B meetings, we really enjoy the tool. I don't want to keep from you why we are doing this event. There is an EU project behind all this called Desire, which stands for Development of e-health Solutions, Improving Resilience in Europe. We are part of this project and we try to help SMEs address their challenges when they want to access European e-health and digital health markets. So we support them with innovation and internationalization services. And who are we? Just a quick glimpse. We are 2 IT clusters, Cluj IT and Interison, and 2 health clusters, Eurobiomed and Human Technology Styria, and ICS, who does the lead of this project. Desire, and you know already part of it, relies on 3 main pillars. We have a collaboration platform. You are also on this collaboration platform, and we are happy about that because it serves us for matching companies and stakeholders and for organizing our events. We also offer our services there, so keep an eye on what we publish there. You might be interested in other services as well. And we have offered funding to 35 companies. They already are finishing most of their projects now, but don't worry, there will be probably a second Desire project, and we will have the opportunity again to give direct funding to companies. Today, we are focusing mostly on internationalization services. So we want to support you with your market entry, and we want to support you finding new business partners. And we do that through webinars, B2B events, consulting, company missions, and many more. And this would not be possible without a huge network of partners. So we have the Enterprise Europe network on board. Innovate UK was mentioned, which is also part of the Enterprise Europe network, other Euro clusters and cluster networks, and many more. But I don't want to keep from you the most important part of today's. So let's jump into our pitches and bring those people to the stage who we're really waiting for. This is a quick overview. So we will start with our 6 UK pitches. We will have Sophie Hunt and Leon Stein from Econ Compliance starting. And then, we will go on with the other companies. So please, Sophie and Leon, you can start sharing your PPT.
Thank you. I'll pull the presentation up now.
You have, when you start, you have 3 minutes, and everybody else feel free to ask questions afterwards.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name's Sophie. I'm also here with Leon, and we are here from Econ Compliance, and we're here to talk to you today about the DTAC Squirrel, which is an automated compliance platform to support health tech companies with their compliance needs, particularly for DTAC if you are looking to enter the NHS market.
So the DTAC Squirrel is a combination of a platform that has guided instructional videos with tasks, templates, and other items to help you become DTAC compliant. And then we also have the Squirrel chat. Do you mind muting yourself quickly? And the chatbot has been designed that it can not only talk to you and instruct you on these specific frameworks and how to fill out these paperwork items, but also it can actually, certain tasks, you can fill out the paperwork just by having a conversation with the chatbot. And the idea is to make this process of becoming DTAC compliant as painless as possible. And we're the only people who have an automated compliance platform that has a warranty on it. So if you take that to the NHS or Orca for assessment and it fails, we will fix it within 5 business days free of charge.
We have a number of packages available for those who are interested in the DTAC Squirrel. Both cover broadly the same things, but the Pro plan is really great value if you need support with clinical safety. So it offers a wraparound support with a clinical safety officer. Both plans also include Cyber Essentials assessment and DSPT assessment, as well as full automated support with your DTAC journey.
So you can actually give a go to our Squirrel right now on our website. It has a DTAC gap analysis tool, so it will have a conversation with you about what sort of frameworks you've already passed, what assessments you've passed, what policies and processes you have in place, and from there tell you how close you are to becoming DTAC compliant and what you need to do with it. You can also book a discovery call with us to discuss your compliance needs. And if you don't have a requirement for DTAC but want to do ISO 27001, HIPAA compliance, UK or EU MDR, we've got plenty of experience in doing those as well. And finally, you can enter our competition on our website right now to win 1 year of the DTAC Squirrel for free. The deadline is Friday, so if you're interested in that, I would get on that as quickly as possible.
Thank you so much for listening. There's some contact information on the screen. You can scan the QR code to go straight to our website to either enter that competition or get in touch with us today for a free discovery call. We're happy to take any questions. Thank you.
So please feel free to ask Sophie and Leon. I have a first question. Are you actually looking for some kind of cooperations? Are you looking for partners from abroad, probably, who work in a similar field?
So we're mostly looking for people who are from coming from the EU who already have sort of a working product and stuff like that they'd like to bring to the NHS. And also we love to have referred partners. So if someone has a similar platform for EU frameworks and stuff like that, we can then we have a few partnerships already where we if someone asks for us and it's not our area of specialty, we go, well, we know their product is good, and we have a two-way referral program there.
Sounds like a great opportunity for anybody wanting to enter the UK health market also. Yeah, thank you very much. Are there any other questions?
Leon, I'll just a quick question, just maybe explain to us how significant the DTAC term is. Maybe there might be other people on the call who might be unfamiliar with the role that it has within securing sales or the use of products in the UK.
So the DTAC framework stands for the Digital Technology Assessment Criteria, and it's basically a bunch of concepts around technical security, clinical safety, accessibility, interoperability. It's a bunch of these ideas that are or these concepts that are required to sell to the NHS. So every time you enter a conversation with an NHS trust or an ICS, like an integrated care system, they will first and foremost want to see your DTAC submission file before anything else. So they will go through and check that you've done your cyber essentials and stuff like that to make sure your product is safe and secure before they even consider purchasing from you. So it's one of the first items you'll need if you want to sell to the NHS.
Great.
And I suppose that the follow-on to that is, how often have you engaged with European people, international parties,
So we've just finished one entire DTAC project on our platform with a company from Finland. So they were in talks with the NHS, found out they needed DTAC, and we've got them through. Admittedly, with a summer break, so it took a bit longer. So it took about 2 odd months, and we are just hopefully today going to finish a project with a company from Estonia who are in a similar position. And yeah, that's our experience there. And
Brilliant.
Great, Leon. Thank you very much. I need to keep an eye on the time. Thanks a lot for sharing with us. And I would now like to call Karine Simon from Abrio MedTech. Oh, sorry. Wrong list. So Vasilios Humusiadis from Epicardio Limited is the next pitch. Please share your presentation. And you also have 3 minutes to present. Vasilios, are you here? Okay, yeah, you're here. Can you hear me, Vasilios?
If you're talking to me, it's a different Vasilios.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, obviously, yeah. So we will jump to the next company. You will have to help me how to pronounce it. It's New Tissue Limited.
Hi, good morning. Yes, it is.
Please go ahead.
Sure, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Achala. I'm the founder of New Tissue. We are developing solutions for chronic wounds, and this is targeted in the UK at the moment. So we want to see if we can have partnerships and exploration within Europe and beyond. This product in particular is part of the virtual wound ward that we are developing. This is the wound management arm of the virtual wound ward. The idea is to be able to connect patients and providers digitally to streamline the process of wound management. So we've automated assessments and consultation and treatment pathways that's done as a standard, and enabled documentation and data tracking to be more efficient. And also through the platform, we enable more patient engagement and more patient centricity, so that patients can be more compliant with the treatment pathways that they've agreed to carry on. So this is aimed at primary care, community care, acute care, and also the patients. The others are the providers. And right now we have a 8 weeks free trial with afterwards £50 per month per patient, and with one-off training charge. As I said, so this is part of the virtual wound ward, which is focused on the virtual wound management, and we are working on a product, a hardware, a digital product that plugs into the system. We've trademarked it as e-plaster, electronic plaster, to enable rapid wound healing, but that's meant to come in late 25, 26. So right now, I'm keen to collaborate with wound centers and to be able to trial the product and to see how this product can be useful in terms of making greater efficiency, and to establish partnerships. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there also any company cooperations you're looking for? You mentioned you're looking for wound centers at the moment.
Yeah, so if there are private wound clinics or wound management, private wound clinics, and then also there's this social care network. So however, that is established in other countries, similar to that in the UK. So I would like to partner with them for the processes.
Great, thank you. Are there questions from the other participants?
Can I just ask, do you have any exporting experience so far? Have you done any work internationally, or have you mainly focused on the UK so far?
Yeah, we launched in June of this year, and so we've done all the work in the UK so far. So it will be fresh exploring beyond the UK. So look forward to that.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions to Mr. Mell? You will, of course, have the opportunity to meet her afterwards in the B2B meetings.
Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you for the chance to present. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. So the next pitch comes from Raminda Samra from Period Harmony Limited. Can you please share your slides?
Yeah, can you guys see this?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, so we're Period Harmony. I'm the CEO and founder of Period Harmony, and we are an award-winning women's health brand founded by doctors. We're passionate about innovation and consumer-focused products. However, we are going into healthcare now. And our first flagship product is the monthly Harmony patches, which is a patch that helps essentially alleviate menstrual pain and is an alternative therapy for menstrual pain. So this is quite an interesting statistic that 22 million women actively chose non-prescription forms of pain relief last year compared to the 1.5 million that did, showing that there's actually quite a big demand for alternative therapies, and the traditional methods of pain relief are quite outdated, and they don't really serve the same kind of, they don't serve the best way to what's the words? There needs to be better solutions out there. This is quite a good article that I picked up, which is that basically there's a lot of women that are finding certain procedures, particularly in gynae and in sexual health, very painful, and there isn't enough being done about it. So, for example, contraceptive device insertion comes with side effects, which is very bad menstrual pain or cramping. And only very recently they decided to give kind of traditional painkillers for that procedure. So there's an area of women's health within certain procedures that clearly need to be looked at when it comes to pain management. So this is our solution, which is the Period Harmony patch. It is currently available on the market, and we are pushing it to be consumer focused previously, but right now we are going into more healthcare markets. So it's essentially a patch which helps alleviate menstrual pain wherever you apply the patch. It provides quite efficient localized relief, and you can use it in tandem with medication because it doesn't interact with any other medication, because it's quite a dermal, it provides like a dermal type of relief. We already have quite big mass market trust, from those that experience low pain to all the way to those that have endometriosis. We have quite a big community that really like using our products, particularly from the endometriosis community. The way that the patch works is quite simple. You apply the patch exactly like a plaster, and then within 15 minutes, you will feel kind of a soothing relief effect wherever you apply the patch. And now currently we've been approached by the NHS. We are working with sexual health clinics across the UK, because they found that using our patches during and post IUD insertion is really helpful for alleviate the menstrual cramping. So this is an area that we're really excited to work in, because it provides more instant localized relief, and it's a therapy that is clearly in demand. And overall, generally, our goal is to make procedures like IUD insertion a more comfortable experience. So currently, we're looking to partner or work with other healthcare providers or people who are interested in making these kind of procedures a bit more comfortable for their patients, especially with those that are also working with endometriosis patients as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Raminda. Are there any questions for Raminda?
Okay, I can ask a quick question. That market is a little periphery to us, but I was just curious to know what is the medication that's released from the patch, and also what is the regulation? Is it a class 1, class 2? How is it regulated?
Yeah, sure. It's it's a non-medicated patch. It's a natural patch. The ingredients are kind of menthol-based, eucalyptus. So the way that it works is it provides a very dermal, distracting, soothing type relief. And because it's not a medicated patch, it's a natural patch. There is no regulations for this type of product. It's not a medical device, and we've checked that with the MHRA and other bodies like in the US as well.
So it's a pharmaceutical, like a cosmetic sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I have a question. I am looking at your website and I see you can shop online. All your prices are in pounds. Are you considering having a dedicated shopping cart for non-UK countries with prices in euros, for instance?
Yeah, so we are speaking to a few distributors within, like, for example, Estonia, Eastern Europe, and other areas of Europe. I think we are trying to get into retailers. That's kind of our first way in, because when women buy menstrual related products, it's usually in store. But yeah, we are also looking to kind of make them more available online as well for the rest of Europe.
Yeah, because I see your marketing strategy, according to your website, is more a B2C approach, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, so online it is B2C, but when it comes to kind of the healthcare area, that is a very new area for us, and we are starting to look into that. And yeah, I think we do definitely want to develop that as a route to market.
Thank you very much, Raminda. I have to keep an eye on the time again. Thanks for your pitch. And I would now like to call on Lindy Williams from Circa Networks Limited. Please
Hi, everyone.
share your pitch.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Let me just quickly pull up my PowerPoint. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, works well. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Lynn Lee Williams. I'm the founder and the CEO of Circa Health. Circa is around for nearly 5.5 years, and we are an integrated medical assistance platform. And we are also the official athlete health partner with the British bobsleigh and skeleton teams. So what we do, we as an integrated medical assistance platform, we provide, we are a B2B business. So we provide software tools as well as mobile healthcare workforce to deliver what our clients need. So we are not simply just a SaaS, like a booking software company. We are more a infrastructure as a service platform. I will go into more details later on, where we do provide the end-to-end solutions to clinics and hospitals. Our current clients are primarily in the private healthcare sector. And what we do is really we provide visibility to our clients, and also our clients can send their customers to our website to book or purchase or do select the service they need. We are introducing early next year an innovation sector where we plan to showcase particularly mobile medical devices and AI applications. And we also have a team of mobile nurses and phlebotomists within the UK, as the maps shows. So what we try to solve for the healthcare providers and small clinics and international hospitals are mainly the three things that we hear from them. One is to scale. And there are a lot of clinics that they are restricted by geography, but if they have customers elsewhere, they need somebody to deliver, for example, some blood tests so they can do virtual consultation. So we actually have helped both UK clients as well as international hospitals and clinics, and also increase visibility. And the website and what we do is like creating an ecosystem in healthcare. So for people, the healthcare providers can also see each other. We have very good traffic from customers all over the world. And then the software tools that we have integrated in the platform can also optimize the process, make save a lot of admin time, and also it's very flexible to suit different clinics and hospitals' needs. So this is a graphical showing where we stand in this whole healthcare, digital healthcare market. So we provide this marketplace visibility, and we also have all the integrated software tools for clinics and hospitals. Depending on what they need, it's really flexible. And then we also have the mobile healthcare workforce. At the moment, the healthcare workforce is in the UK, but we plan to replicate this in European countries to really help all the different healthcare providers to work with each other to support them to grow. And as we, based on our market research, we are the only company so far that provide such a infrastructure as a service healthcare platform. So it's not just simply SaaS; it's an end-to-end solution structure behind it. So I want to give everyone a quick user case. We've been working with the Nord Clinic in Lithuania for 2 years now, and we support their UK patients before and after they go to Nord Clinic for the surgery. And so we support them in the UK. So basically what the Nord will do is they ask their customers to visit our website. They can select the kind of tests they need. And particularly we've been doing a lot of home visits, especially for people with orthopedic issues, and home visit makes this whole delivery of services a lot easier. And as you can see, we also have the imaging capabilities. So we facilitate triage a lot of Nord customers in the UK to do pre and post-op scans. Our platform, we have integrated with a lot of major labs in the UK for pathology, including the doctor's laboratory. We are in the process of integrating with some imaging facilities in the UK. All these tools are very easy, replicable, and can be used with other countries and other healthcare providers. So again, what we set up this whole platform is to help the clinics, hospitals to scale up, increase visibility, and optimizing process. We also work with the Denmark clinics, and both clinics actually told us that since they work with us, they have increasing customers from the UK. And this is our user case too. This is a charity, again, that we have supported. It's a clinician-led charity focusing on UK nationwide prostate cancer screening. And what we do for them is, again, end-to-end support. And they recently migrated all of their IT system over to Circa because they said our system is so flexible and can really help them to scale. Their previous system has been around for 10 years. It's clunky. It doesn't help them to scale. So we are launching their new website and new system next week. So again, their customers, these are group testing sessions, screening sessions. They can just book on their website, on our website, and the whole system is very easy for them to manage their customers through their admin dashboard. And again, our nationwide phlebotomists and nurses can help them to deliver all of these screening and to report back to the clinician.
Lynn, can you please show a last slide?
Yeah.
The time is.
Yeah, so this is my last slide, just a quick example of our current clients. So we have corporate clients, clinics, charity, universities, labs. So now, questions. That's really the last one. And the team member are just here.
I kindly ask you to ask your questions later on. We've already passed the 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
you will get all contact details of all participants, of course, and you will also have the opportunity to meet them in the B2B later. So thank you very much, Lynn. And then we have a last pitch from the UK. It's Trier's Biomarkers. Andres, can you please show your slides? Share your slides. Andres. Okay. Okay, I currently do not see Andres, so I think we will continue with our pitches from the European side. So let's have a quick look at the companies from our project. Most of them are funded through Desire, and we will now start with Vasilis. Sorry for the for mixing up your names. Vasilis, you're here.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I'll just share my screen. Just a moment, please. Can you all see it?
Yes, it works well.
Great. Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Vasilis Dimakopoulos. I'm co-founder and COO of STC's Medical. We're up against a silent but deadly condition. Sepsis kills a person every almost 3 seconds. It affects 50 million of patients worldwide, of which 11 million die as a result, with an associated cost burden amounting to 100 billion British pounds. To mitigate this problem, we propose Viosync, a clinical decision support system that utilizes multimodal data from different sources, from whether they are from electronic health record, lab information system, or clinicians' notes, or vital signs. And we've used this data to synthesize a digital patient twin with which we can personalize and we can predict the onset of sepsis up to 48 hours ahead before any clinical symptoms appear. So Viosync outperforms existing tools thanks to excellent performance that it offers. And our unique selling point is our proprietary digital patient twin that fuses billions of data points, our explainable AI module which contrasts the black box concept, and of course the ability of Viosync to work across the healthcare continuum. We are tapping into a fast-growing market of healthcare AI analytics that is valued at 24.3 billion British pounds, and we aim to reach 8,000 beds installations from within 5 years upon launch. Our primary customers are public and private hospitals to whom we offer Viosync with an annual subscription per bed pricing fee. We're also in discussions with healthcare IT companies that are these big giants here, to whom we offer our AI module with some licensing agreements. So far, we have achieved significant milestones and traction. We have clinically validated through the Viosync through the first in-human clinical pilot. We have significant collaborators in industry and also clinical partners, and we have secured more than 300,000 euros in public funding. Our team is comprised of excellent biomedical AI engineers that are also accompanied by clinical officer and business advisors from top-notch institutions and organizations. Currently, we are at the phase 2 clinical evaluation, and we aim to reach CE mark and FDA clearance by the first quarter of 2026. To reach these milestones and goals, we are currently fundraising a seed round of 750,000 pounds. And if you share the same vision, join us in shaping the future of acute care. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vasilios. You seem to have an impressive international network already. What kind of contacts are you currently looking for?
Yeah, of course, we're always interested in expanding this network. We are looking for companies in the field of electronic health record and in vitro diagnostics that can complement our solution in terms of detecting sepsis earlier. So we're open to any possible collaboration, of course.
Thank you. Are there other questions from the participants?
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just in terms of the your first phase when you are developing the tool, where do you get the data, and how big is the data set?
Right. So we have used publicly available databases from mainly the ICU that was comprised of around 40,000 patients. And we have also collected ourselves some data from the surgical and medical world with medical grade wearable devices. Those can collect vital signs data. And we complement this data with records from EMRs, like electronic medical records that contain demographics, comorbidities, clinical notes, and so on.
Thank you. Any short other question? So thank you very much. And please use the opportunity to meet Vasileios afterwards. Our next pitch comes from Karine Seymour. Can you please share your slides, Karine?
Yes, hello everyone. So nice to see you all. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Avrio MedTech. It's a French company based in Toulouse, and we are valorizing about 10 years of academic research in quantitative analysis of electroencephalograms and data visualization and AI for epilepsy. So did you know that about 1% of the world population has epilepsy, and it's actually the first neurological disease in children, and about a third of patients don't respond to drugs. For some of those patients, one option may be the surgery, which is the ablation of the epileptogenic zone. However, only about half of the patients are cured after a surgery. And for the rest, the ones that are not eligible for surgery, there is really little options today. So our mission at Avrio MedTech is to help in the diagnostic phase for surgery, and to have a better success of surgery, and also help in the development and bringing proof on new therapies for those patients. So to do that, we are focusing on the pre-surgical evaluation with intracranial EEG. For most patients that are considered for surgery, we have to implant depth electrodes in the patient's brains, and patients are hospitalized between 1 and 3 weeks, and their signal is recorded 24/7. So these electrodes allow to have a precise localization of the epileptogenic zone. And for that, typically, the neurologist will wait for the patients to have seizures, and will look at the seizure patterns and the patterns just before the seizures. What we are proposing at Avrio MedTech is to exploit those patterns that occur between seizures, and that are currently not exploited because, well, it's very time consuming to count them, or even to see them. Some high frequency oscillations are not visible to the naked eye, so you really need tools to be able to assess those patterns. And that's what we've developed with Alija. It's a patented AI-based solution, which will allow to automatically detect those patterns, provide tools so that the user can review each individual events, and then we'll propose a topographic map highlighting the electrode channels on which most events were detected. So our solution is really disruptive in the way intracranial EEG is performed today. So we are bringing quantitative information and objective information in the interpretation of those type of signals. So that will really help the neurologist to have shorter reporting time, and to bring trust in the outcome of the neurosurgery. Our technology is also useful to adjust the parameters of new therapies, or to test new drugs. So instead of waiting to count the number of seizures reported by patients would take months to do, we allow to have an immediate feedback and immediate oscillatory response of those therapies. And so for now, what we are looking for, we are actively looking for sales representatives across Europe and North America to sell our technology. And with that, I thank you. And this is the address where you can reach me at.
Thank you very much, Karine. Are there any questions? May I perhaps ask? So You mentioned what kind of partners you're looking for at the moment. Are you also looking for scientific cooperation partners across Europe?
Yes, but what I mean, we already have some scientific with Toulouse and with Paris and with different hospitals across Europe. Right now, we are really looking to validate our business model. So our solution is available as research use only for now, and we are looking to get our first revenues and get commercial tractions before we get into the next phases, which would be a regulatory CE clearance and so on.
Thank you very much. Is there a question? Another question to Karim?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I happen to have worked a lot with high-frequency oscillations during my PhD. I just wanted to ask you whether your detector works also with scalp EEG, so non-invasive recordings, because you mentioned also about children patients who more and more are being recorded with such technologies.
Yeah, well, our specificities are very high frequency oscillations above 250 hertz, which cannot be detected on scalp EEG because of the scalp being like a filter on those type of oscillations. So we are considering having our technology work on scalp EEG at some point, but there are also other players on that, whether we don't have any competitors on intracranial EEG. So even if it's a very small niche market, right now we are focusing on intracranial EEG.
Thank you very much, Karine. Thanks for sharing. And I would now like to introduce Ismael Rodriguez-Cal from Indominus Advanced Solutions. Can you please share your slides?
Yes. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good. Good morning, everyone. So let me take you to a world where dentistry isn't just about drills and appointment. Imagine a place where we could peek into the future of dental treatments, virtually predicting how things will go down before we even touch a real patient. That's the magic we are bringing to life with Dental FEM, a tailored software tool transforming dental implantology into a digital wonderland. But now, check this out. In 2019, over 3 million people in the US got dental implant surgeries. The average cost is $4,000 for a single dental implant. And for a full mouth rehabilitation, brace yourself for a bill that can skyrocket to $70,000. But here's the kicker. About 10% of patients face implant failure. Can you imagine the frustration and extra cost? It's like turning a smooth drive into a roller coaster. So what's the current landscape? We have good tools, CBCT scans, 3D printed models, and fancy implant planning software based on 3D digital models. These tools are good, but not so much for telling us what happens after implant hits the road, increasing the risk of implant troubles. And here is where the story gets interesting. Dental FEM is a web platform providing the biomechanical response of implant treatments, allowing to evaluate implant survival. It is your virtual guide through the journey of implant procedures before you even touch the real patient. We expect a 40% reduction in implant failure rates and 35% decrease in dental office appointments. But wait, this isn't just a tool. It is an immersive experience. Clinicians get to explore different implant scenarios and make decisions backed by solid biomechanical evidence.
I mean, if you are...
No. Okay, I can continue. It's like the difference between reading a manual and actually taking a test drive. That's how it works. Picture this, where artificial intelligence tools create a 3D digital replica of your mouth from CBCT scans. Pop in the virtual implant, run the biomechanical simulation, and bang, we got the answer about how the implant will hold up in the real world, all without lifting a dental tool. Of course, competitors play a role too. They excel in visualization and interactions with CT scans, but they fail in telling the complete story of biomechanical response post-implant placement. This is the niche that Dental FEM occupies, playing nice also with other software tools and 3D printings with no extra cost. Now, let's talk about the big picture, the market. This year, dental CAD/CAM market was a blockbuster, hitting $2.6 billion. And gonna guess what? It is projected to reach $5.5 billion by 2029, meaning a 9.3% annual growth rate. But how we are going to enter this market? We are proposing a B2B business model and a flexible pricing strategy for different kinds of clients. So literally, everyone can take advantage of a revolutionary technology. Based on our preliminary estimations, we are aiming to a starting role of a 1% market share by 2029. And who's our crowd? Well, actually everyone in the dental world, but mostly dental offices and laboratories, implant brand manufacturers, universities, insurance companies, among many others. Because dental FEM is the answer they didn't know they needed. 4 years of hard work, turning an idea into a fully functional web platform. We have partnered with dental clinics and laboratories, got some solid support from public funding programs, and we have created a dream team comprising simulation and design experts, artificial intelligence gurus, implant professionals, and financial and business wizards. We are not just creating a product, guys. We are crafting a story that makes people's lives better. So here is the deal. We are on the brink of transforming dental care. Get on board with us and let's make smiles that last forever. Welcome to the dental revolution. Welcome to Dental FEM.
Thank you very much, Ismail. Do you have any questions? So may I start with a quick question also for you? What kind of partnerships would you currently be interested in? That's what we would like to know.
Yes, it will be nice to meet some early adopters, dental offices, laboratories, and this kind of companies, and also CBCT providers, because as we are using machine learning for image segmentation, we need to increase our data set for training our algorithms, so that will be very good for us.
Thank you very much, Ismail. Sorry, our next pitch comes from Natalia from Play Air. Thank you very much, Ismail. Natalia, please share your slides.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Very well.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so consistency is essential to improvement, whether it's playing the piano, working out at the gym, or doing speech therapy exercises. Regular practice is the key to achieving real progress. Hi, I'm Natalia. I'm CEO of the Logoplan, a management platform for speech therapists. Speech therapists spend up to 24 hours monthly on administrative tasks, managing therapy plans, schedules, and finding or creating home assignments. Meanwhile, children wait in long lines for the therapy as the number of kids needing therapy is bigger and bigger. Therapists could see more children if they spent less time on admin work. But one session a week is not enough for progress in speech therapy. Children need to practice at home for 5-10 minutes daily. And unfortunately, 80% of children skip those exercises because current paper-based homeworks are boring and often get lost, for example, in a car. As a result, therapy is prolonged 2-3 times, and many parents stop the therapy seeing no results, leaving children with long-term issues. Logoplan is a SaaS platform designed for the whole speech therapy journey. Therapists get management tools like calendar and patient list. But what sets us apart is that therapists can assign engaging weekly home exercises for children and parents, all within the app through the platform.
Your sound is not very good. We hear some noise.
I don't know why. It's quite...
Now it's better?
It's better? Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. Thank you. For children, the app provides simple speech therapy exercises. such as memory games, videos with the instructions for proper practice. Oh, I'm sorry. We're the first solution on the market, combining practice management with home exercises, supporting therapists instead of replacing them with AI. Our solution fills a real need without taking the therapy out of the process, unlike most options on the market. Our market has a potential value of 800 million euros across Europe, and our model is subscription-based. We use revenue sharing, meaning both therapists and parents pay for the platform. The more patients a therapist has using Logoplan, the less they pay for the access. We have a strong team with business experience. Michał and I had a consulting company hiring 30 people, and I was the co-founder of the fitness startup Fitwell. It's still on the market, but I'm not operating there anymore. Pavel founded a software house. And we have speech therapists on board. We achieved a lot with 120,000 euros. Now we're launching and we have 40 users on board. We launched last week. And thank you.
Does anybody have a question to Natalia? Thank you very much, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia. Good morning. I have a question as a father. Okay, my 5-year-old son does, talk therapy. Two questions. One, is it only in English, or do you have it in other versions? Because again, to teach a kid to speak a word like apple, has to be, the kid's native language, right?
Yeah, actually, right now we launched last week in Poland. And in next year, in the first and the second quarter, we're going to prepare to the international expansion. So now it's only in Polish. Then it will be in English and native languages because it has to be, as you said.
Okay. My suggestion is that, again, you probably know this better than I do. There are easy ways today of developing libraries of the kind of content in native language. So just as a recommendation for your IT developer team, I'm doing something similar in my company. So just as a hint. And secondly, if I understand correctly, that works for both families and therapists, right? So it could be like, a family like ourselves or a therapist like the one of my son, correct?
Yes, because the therapy is like you go to the speech therapist once a week or twice a month, let's say, and they give you home exercises. And I hear myself. Okay, and this is like you said, you as a family and the speech therapist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Let's go to our next pitch. This is Tobias Boll from Probando, Styrian company.
Yes. Can you see my screen and hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. I start right away. What do we do at Probando? We focus on two major parts of clinical trials, on patient recruitment and the management of patient reimbursement, because a good portion of clinical trials never reach their enrollment numbers. And that's why, in our opinion, conventional recruitment measures like leaflets have to be combined with digital measures, because we as a society spend countless hours online, really. And that's why we leverage different digital channels like Meta, Google Ads, or even TikTok, and create tailor-made strategies to reach potential participants that would otherwise not even know about the study. That's where we come from initially, but recently, I think we started developing 2 years ago. We came up with our second solution, Probando Pay. And what this is about, I'll explain right now. With Probando Pay, you can easily manage the payments of stipends or the reimbursement of, let's say, travel costs for clinical trials. And it takes away a lot of administrative work of the research personnel and gives the sponsors of a study a lot more insights than the usual way that is done right now. And, well, also control. And instead of waiting several months for payments, the patients get the money within 2 to 3 days, which is a massive improvement overall. And so I think every stakeholder in this process of paying out profits or benefits from using Probando Pay, and that all while staying completely compliant with GCP, with GDPR. And yeah, so I think that's well, probably I have to think that. I also brought you an overview of some of the therapeutic areas we work in generally. We work in endocrinology, and for example, our recruitment team's most favorite area, women's health. But basically, we can work with every kind of study, because I always talk about clinical studies. They don't have to be clinical. They also could be product tests, for example. And well, lastly, I think I got through really quickly. I brought you an overview over existing customers of ours who we've worked with. We have big pharma like Novo Nordisk or Bayer. We have CROs like the German FGK I have here. We have research centers like the Uppsala Clinic or the Medical University of Vienna, and even medical device companies like Neurot or Opus Novo. So we are open to work with very different companies, and basically we're open to collaboration with all kind of companies that work in the clinical trial sector. Thank you very much, and I'd love if you got in contact with me.
Thank you very much, Tobias. Are there any questions for Tobias? I have seen, and I know you're quite international already. Are there any specific markets you're looking into at the moment?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, for our payment solution, we're trying to get out of the DACH market, and also UK, of course. And yeah, we saw the opportunity to pitch here because we've worked with some companies in the UK already, and it worked out well most of the time. So we'd like to go there even more.
Perfect. So you can book a meeting with Tobias afterwards. Thanks a lot. And our next pitch is Eduardo Sampaio from Psychomeasure. Thank you very much, Eduardo, for jumping in at the very last minute, because somebody told me yesterday they could not pitch. So this is a very last minute opportunity.
Excellent. I guess you all can see my screen clearly now, right? All right. So good morning. My name is Eduardo Sampaio. I'm here today to share with you how Psychomeasure is helping to solve one of the most important problems of the world, which is mental health, which is probably not a surprise to anyone here. What may come as a surprise, however, is that the numbers are growing like really growing, like 1 billion people, according to the World Health Organization. And honestly, I'm not aware of any other disorder of that impact of that magnitude. It's a little bit more concentrated in Europe, and again, I guess that has to do a lot more with diagnosis and access with good healthcare than really other issues. So this is probably nothing new to you. What also could be new to you is that the number per capita of mental health professionals is decreasing. It's been decreasing the last several years, about 20%. So right there, we have a problem of growing demand of mental health services and lesser mental health professionals. But really the biggest problem is this one here. Just think before I give you the numbers, how often psychiatrists make mistakes, how often they have misdiagnosis in their process of telling patients that they have disorder 1, 2, 3, or 4. These are the numbers, okay? Pretty tough. I guess if you're not familiar with those numbers, if you have not researched about this before, this probably comes as a big news to you. And the problem with this is, of course, that we have delayed treatments. We have people who do not have the proper medication for their disorder. They have to come back to the doctor several months later, or to another doctor several months later, to say, doctor, is not working. Okay, my conditions have not improved or have actually deteriorated. And the reason behind this is that doctors, psychiatrists, they do not have tools, okay? Think of neurologists. Neurologists today, they have MRIs, fMRIs, PET scans, so on, so on. 50 years ago, they did not have any of those machines. So of course, they made a lot of mistakes. The same applies to psychiatrists. So with our solution, of course, we can get quicker, more accurate diagnosis, enhance the patient care, and of course, save billions of euros to everyone in the industry. Basically, what we do, we collect and process data. We collect and record the voice of the patient, right? Our most developed tool is for schizophrenia. We have other tools for other disorders in the pipeline. Schizophrenia is not as prevalent as depression or anxiety, which are the two biggest ones, in mental health. Nevertheless, we're talking about 220 new cases per year in Europe only, and over 9 million people, psychotic patients, have been already diagnosed. So it's about a 1% prevalence in the worldwide population, according to the World Health Organization, okay? And again, we just recorded the interview, the consultation between doctors and patients. Again, only sections of the conversation are relevant to us. Open-ended questions like, did you have a dream last night, dear patient, We simply recorded that. The recording can be done in any way. You can use our mobile app. You can use our desktop version. You can use just your regular mobile, okay? It's very simple, so you don't need a psychiatrist to do it. It can be a nurse, for example, in the context of a diagnosis in a hospital or clinic. And we send a report to the doctor a minute later, 2 minutes later, with the calculation of the estimate of the mental disorganization index, which is a proxy of a psychiatric term called formal thought disorder, which is strongly correlated with schizophrenia and psychosis in general. Our business model is very simple. Think of software as a service, business to business. Again, very similar to the way that other services are sold to hospitals like mammograms, clinics, softwares in general. Okay. Again, the doctor can request an exam, but instead of being an mammogram, would be a psychomeasure exam. We do we collect the data, the nurse, the doctor, someone collects the data, and then we process and send the report back to the doctor. The other thing that our solution is able to do, which current system is unable to complement, is the monitoring of the patient. So again, once the doctor has reached a diagnosis that the patient is, for example, schizophrenic, and recommends and prescribe the medication, which is called antipsychotic, the class of medication, which are basically dopamine reuptake inhibitors for the chemists out there, like myself. And with our tool, we can monitor the patient. The patient needs to talk to our app, regularly, hopefully daily, okay? And again, once a week, let's say we can send a report to the doctor saying that the condition of the patient has or has not improved. So instead of the doctor waiting 2 months, 3 months to see the patient again, regularly, we are monitoring the patient and sending reports to the doctors. We have more than 10 years of research validation. We have more than 40 scientific articles published in peer-reviewed journals. We have been validated in very well-known medical centers like King's College or Columbia Medical School, and basically it works, okay? We have received many national and international awards. We're based here in Portugal. And one key characteristic, one key competitive advantage of our solution is that it is language independent. That means that it doesn't matter if the patient is speaking in German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, English, etc. We will process this. Again, I could explain in more details if you have a curiosity later. And even in Farsi, the language of Iran, a couple of weeks ago, I realized of a master's student currently doing a PhD in Germany who completed his master thesis using our technology.
Eduardo,
collected data from patients.
Sorry to interrupt. Your 5 minutes are up, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you very much. So please ask questions to Eduardo later on. And thank you. And I'm happy to announce that the two people that were missing before are now here. Vasilios, would you like to share your presentation?
Yes, hello. Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to share now, yes.
Go ahead, you have 3 minutes.
Entire screen. Share. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Right, so I'll talk about epicardio simulation, the intelligent virtual heart. We identified... Sorry, there's another voice behind. Is that all? Yeah, can you all hear me okay? Yeah. All right.
Yes,
okay,
we hear you.
Yep. Okay, so we identified a problem in medical education primarily, that there's a well-known sudden jump from classroom to making decisions on patients, and which makes training on patient practically very risky and costly. And we provide a simulation-based solution that with aim to shorten learning curves, enhance learning outcomes, reduce training on patients primarily. We focused on electrophysiology, cardiac electrophysiology. We've developed an intelligent virtual heart. It's intelligent because it's based on a simulation on an AI algorithm that enables the virtual heart to train to emulate any patient condition, even complex arrhythmias. It's validated by academics and industry, and we currently focus on education and device procedure training. It's cross-platform. Our simulation can work on Mac and Windows, also Apple tablets, Android tablets, smartphones, and accessible via web browsers as well. For universities, we practically bridge the gap between theory and practice and provide simulation-based learning accessible for all students and tutors, and particularly for medical schools, health science schools, and university hospitals. For industry, we provide custom solutions that are safe and accessible everywhere, so they can use them in trade shows or in training labs or even on private tablets. As a business, it's like a subscription and software as a service, annual and monthly subscriptions. We provide campus licenses and also customized for specific medical school curricula. We have a series of educational apps on App Store and Google Play. We create custom modules for ECG, CRM, and cardiac EP, also customized for veterinary cardiology and for specific cardiac devices like pacemakers and implantation catheters. For future, we're looking at integrating with a VR system. Also, we have a development of AI patient-specific model for diagnosis support.
I'm afraid you're frozen at the moment, Vasilios. Maybe you can switch off your camera.
It was going so well.
Excellent.
Oh dear. I definitely want to talk to him afterwards, but yes.
Well, let's wait for a second. Okay. Hello, Mrs. Karleitner. Already here.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Karin. Nice to be here.
Thank you very much for being on time. We will need a few more minutes, and then we can start with the second slot.
Perfect.
So we have another person who might be able to jump in, Andres from Triers Biomarkers. Would you like to pitch in the meantime? I saw you have also joined the meeting.
Hello.
Hello, Andres.
Hello. Did you ask me if I want to present? I saw my name at the bottom, but I am happy to present. No problem if you want.
Yes, please go ahead. Share your PPT.
Okay, give me 1 second, please.
And then you will have 3 minutes. And if people want to ask questions afterwards, very welcome. Or you can use all your 5 minutes to present.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so hello, my name is Andres. I am the founder of Triers Biomarkers, a company that was born to improve the diagnosis of chronic diseases. One of those chronic diseases is the metabolic syndrome, which, to be honest, is a cluster of chronic conditions like a high blood pressure, obesity, dyslipidemia, diabetes, and all of these conditions have different biomarkers. And currently, we use different samples for measure all of these biomarkers using samples that truly reflect short-term levels, but not necessarily long-term levels that truly represent those conditions. Yeah. The metabolic syndrome is a huge pandemic. A quarter of the world has suffered this condition. They only in the US on 2022 were $840 billion spent. Those patients spend 20% more than other chronic and acute patients. And as I said earlier, previous current gold standard sampling methods are either inaccurate because only reflect short-term levels, or they are very annoying for patients, like blood samples, right? So the opportunities there are increased demand for decentralized, non-invasive, home-based diagnosis, pressure on healthcare providers for reduced costs and enhanced efficiency, and also insurance emphasizing preventive care and wellness. So the TRIES device is the first earwax cell sampling device that is very cheap to produce. Was developed after 5 years of very strong work. We published 3 peer reviews that were published in very important peer review papers, already patented in Europe, States, Australia, China, many other countries. We don't need nurses to take the sample, so it's cheaper. Patients don't need to commute because the samples has bacteriostatic property that allow to post the sample by simple post, as opposed to the very narrow condition that we need when we're gonna post some blood. And it's made of biodegradable materials. My apologies. Always very weird situation. Let me see more. Our model is B2B and B2C, because B2C, we are the lowest risk medical device because we don't break the skin, so we can offer over the counter. So there's a B2C model and B2B to other doctor GP, and also recurring revenue as a potential way to subscription, right? A competitive analysis, we are the first mover in a non-invasive earwax-based diagnosis. We are the owner of the patents. We are 69% more accurate than current samples, for instance, for reflecting chronic levels of glucose. That is one of those pandemics like diabetes. We are very cheap to produce. Patient is we believe that we're going to have greater compliance, right? Our market size is the TIM is estimated at 11 billion. Our SOM 1 to 5% of the market in the key markets in Europe and Latin America. We expect $16 billion revenue by 2030. We already published studies, patent granted. We estimate that by November 2025, we will develop the new device with point of care technology. And in 5 years, at 80% of profit margin. We are requesting $2 million to finalize the new prototype that includes point of care technology, our further studies, health economic, and also specificity or sensitivity for making the diagnosis now of diabetes, go-to-market strategy. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andres. Are there questions for Andres? Please go ahead. Andres, could you just say 2 words about what kind of partners you're currently looking for?
Yes, this was specifically described by, we are looking for basically, so you want to know the name of the companies? Sorry?
No. What kind of partners are you looking for?
So, a prognosis tool for uses of AI in technology, machine learning to anticipate potential health. Also insurance, also to know how private medical insurance works, that can cover the cost of private health.
Specific markets, or are you open?
Sorry?
Are you looking for specific markets at the moment?
No, so basically we would like to integrate the use of our technology that it doesn't require too many software. It's very cheap to produce. It's a technology with any software. So we would like to integrate now the result provided for our device with an application, or maybe something more that makes more. It's a lot of technology, believe me, more than 5 years working, but something more contemporaneous, to make it more integrated in that way. This is the thing that we are lacking of, because I am psychiatrist, I am a doctor, and I am no, so this is not my area of expertise. So this is that we are lacking, and we aim for develop. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Also, we are a bit stuck with China, like a monopolize the production of the device. So we would like to also have other potential sources that maybe give us more potential alternative, because now we are only stuck with China and we are basically ruled by them,
Yeah, that's, you have to diversify. Yes, thank you very much. Please meet Andres afterwards in the B2B. I see we're a bit over our time. Vasilios, would you like to add something to your previous presentation? It would be the last one. Or shall
Yes, very, very quickly. Sorry about this. My computer crashed during the presentation. I only had one more slide to show. So practically, thank you for giving me the chance. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, basically I was talking about the current epicardio simulation applications and the future work that we do with VR systems, AI patient-specific heart models, and customization for drug effects. Currently, we're used all around the world. We have more than 10,000 users spread. This is the user footprint from 2023, and we're expanding as we go. And in terms of collaboration, we're looking for VR companies. We'd love to collaborate with a VR technology or XR company. Also, we do collaborations with medical schools, university hospitals for customization for specific curricula. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there questions for Vasilios at the moment? Okay, I think.
Apologies again for the mess up.
Don't worry, it can always happen. So I also suggest that you meet Vasilios afterwards in the B2B meetings. Thanks a lot. And now our next step after all these pitches and this wealth of information you got, we will now go to, let me quickly check, to our parallel sessions. So if you want to enter session 2, it's on collaboration opportunities between European markets and the UK. Please leave this session and enter the second slot in our platform. If you want to participate in the topic entering the Austrian healthcare market, please stay with us, stay with me. And I will now welcome our speakers. They are both here in Austria. A warm welcome to Gerlinde Garleitner. She's from the Austrian Business Agency. And to Maya Halibic from the British Embassy here in Vienna. So I think, Gerlinde, you will start. I will stop sharing, and then you can share your presentation. And we're very eager to know more about what a company should consider when entering Austria.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can see properly my presentation.
Yes, it works. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Carmen, for the introduction. My name is Gerlinde Garleitner. I'm from the Austrian Business Agency, Invest in Austria. I'm responsible for Western Europe, the Nordics, and the UK markets. And I'm excited today to introduce you to Austria as a prime business and startup locations, focusing also a little bit on the healthcare sector. I will give you a more general information about Austria, about the business location, the startup location. Let's start with a nice picture of Austria's beautiful landscapes, setting the scene for the country that combines natural beauty with the growing health and biotech sector, a thriving economy quality of life for working and for living. Austria is a highly developed and industrialized country with a population of approximately 9 million people. The country's GDP is very high. It stands at around 44,000 euro and placing Austria among the wealthier nations in Europe. We are a highly productive country, 16% above EU average, with a strong economy driven by advanced manufacturing, technology, and services. The country ranks third in the EU for R&D spending. This is 3.2% of Austrian GDP, which reflects also the commitment to innovation. International companies, international startups are very important for the economy as they contribute 50% of all R&D expenditures. And export plays a crucial role in the Austrian economy, making up around 60% of Austrian GDP, with key industries including machinery, vehicle manufacturing, chemicals, but also the medtechs. Let's have a quick look also on the Austrian startup ecosystems. Since 2011, over 3,300 startups were founded in Austria. 300 a year. This means one startup is launched daily. It's the leading hub for startups, but regions like Styria and Upper Austria are also growing very fast. 70% of the Austrian startups are global from day one and generating more than half of the turnover outside Austria. 36% have mixed founder teams and 70% are international founder. And I also have to say that 41% of Austrian startups are increasingly profitable. This is also very good. There is a lot of investment in startups also for green technologies and for social impact. As you maybe might know, also one of venture capital company is located or headquartered in Vienna. This is Speed Invest. Is one of Europe's most active early stage VC, and also won the VC of the year in 2022 and cracked then the 1 billion mark in assets under management in 2023 with over 40 experienced investors on board. But there are also other important sources of financing in the venture capital scene with VCs like Calmstorm. And despite also current challenges, a series of new funds have been issued in the past 2 years. For instance, the F&F funds designed for female lead teams, or Raiffeisen's Elevator Ventures Fund with a capital of 70 million euro, the public AWS Gründerfonds 2 with 72 million euro, as well as, for instance, Verbund X with 30 million. So also this in the VC scene in Austria is growing. But now let's move to the health market in Austria in the following 3 slides. I would like to give you input on the health market and some key numbers. Austria has a federalist structure within the healthcare system, involving, of course, multiple decision makers, like on the federal level, like on the state province level, on the local level. The healthcare finances are coming from various sources, such as taxes, social security contributions. And the spendings in 2022 were around 52 billion euro. This is representing 11.8% of Austrian GDP. This is nearly the same level as, or the same spending as in Germany. And Austria ranks number 8 between the 38 OECD countries. So a lot of money is spent in the healthcare markets. The largest share of spending goes to the patient sector, followed by the outpatient and the pharmaceuticals. Austria has a quite comprehensive medical care network with 5 levels of care. On top are the physicians, over 54,000, followed by the primary healthcare units. At the moment, these are 64. We have 264 hospitals, and we are placed here the second place worldwide after Germany per beds inhabitants. So there is a lot of investment in the hospitals, and hospital funding comes primarily from taxes, social security contributions, state and federal funds, and patients also have to pay small co-payments. When it comes to the Austrian social security system, since for years we have this structure, and it includes 5 insurance institutions and an umbrella organization. 99% of the residence population is covered. It's a mandatory system, and it's based on the main pillars of health insurance by the Austrian Health Fund ÖGK, accident insurance and pension insurance. There are also social insurance institutions for self-employed and for the public sector. And the ÖGK is the largest health insurance provider in Austria with over 7.5 million insured individuals. If you consider we have 9 million, so nearly 82% of the whole population is insured within the ÖGK. From the healthcare sector, we move on to the life sciences sector. Life sciences in Austria is a very important sector. It's a dynamic, also growing field. At the moment, we have around 980 companies employing over 60 professionals. 4,000 are working in research and development. It's a very important sector in R&D with a generated revenue of 25 billion. There is a strong focus on biotech, pharmaceuticals, and medtech. And combined with the ecosystem and the strategic location in Europe, Austria is also a leading hub for life science innovation and collaboration. Here I put some key players in the Austrian pharmaceutical markets. It consists of both multinational companies and local small and medium-sized companies focusing on drug development, biotech, medtech. Key companies include, for instance, Boehringer Ingelheim, located in Vienna, or Novartis, located in Tyrol, or Octapharma, also in Vienna. So there is also there are a lot of companies in Vienna, but also outside Vienna. One of an important sector also within the life science sector is the medtech sector. In Austria, it's rooted in a strong tradition of mechanical engineering and is supported by a network of innovative companies, research institutions, funding and infrastructure. The industry covers diagnostics, imaging, sensors, for instance, robotics, and 3D printing. At the moment, there are 626 companies and startups acting. Often specialized in niche markets. Export rates are really pretty high, going up to 98%. So nearly everything is exported, which is developed and produced in Austria. Additionally, 37% of companies are involved in medical software, telemedicine, or e-health solutions. The market is also growing with an projected annual growth rate of 4%. And a success story are also the life science and innovation clusters in Austria. We have several major clusters. The most important are located in Upper Austria. The medtech cluster, specialized in medical devices and diagnostics, followed by the human technology cluster in Styria, by the Vienna Life Sciences cluster, Lisa, with 511 members. I'd like also to give a recent example of the Vienna-based company Litos. They have recently pioneered 3D printing ceramic implants, revolutionizing regenerative medicine and reducing the need for complex bone transplants. I also would like to explain very briefly this landscape, the medtech scene in Austria. There is a lot of collaboration between companies, universities, and research institutes We have 5 medical universities. They have well-established research structures and internal technology transfers. Graz is the only location that has additionally a transfer integrated into the medical campus. And then there are the most important technical universities and universities of applied sciences with their respective incubators. Vienna, obviously, as a hub for presence of large industrial companies and sales offices in medtech. Upper Austria focuses very highly on expertise in plastics with the leading company Greiner. And Styria is the region with the highest research and development quota in Europe, 5%, and also the highest density of centers of excellence. 7 out of 10 industrial companies with the highest R&D are located in Styria. Tyrol is very strong in optics with Swarovski located there, and implants with the company Med-El, and also has a strong focus on pharmaceuticals and biotech, as Novartis and Sandoz have their production facilities there. Now, I would also like to give you a little bit of input why international startups and companies should invest or expand into Austria. I work for the Invest department, so I support international companies that are interested in to evaluate Austria and to expand into Austria, or to set up entities in Austria. And we have identified 5 location advantages, which I would like to briefly present you. Austria is centrally located in Europe and making it a strategic business and trade. The position offers both access to Western, but also to the Southeastern and Eastern European market. And Austria also has a perfect market access to the DACH region. The DACH region is a very important region with a very high purchasing power, and 100 million people speak the same language. The Austrian landscape is characterized by small and medium-sized companies, a large number also hidden champions. This means they are very specialized in niches and highly innovative. Those companies are creating a very dynamic environment. Vienna, obviously, as the region with 2 million inhabitants, a big major urban agglomeration, is a very innovative and dynamic business hub with a large pool of talent, research institutions, and multinational companies. Austria is also known for its excellent infrastructure. The country has a very strong B2B client base and a high payment moral, which obviously is also very important. The second point is security and stability. Austria is one of the most stable countries in Europe, offers a very high quality of life, strong legal protections, and political and personal security. And it's also, and this makes it also a very attractive location for international talent. There is nearly no disruption from strikes. Strikes are nearly unknown in Austria. And what is also a very good advantage is that Austria has an excellent cost quality ratio in running a business. Operational costs are pretty low for offices, so the same in comparison to cities like Paris or London. Number 3 is talent. Austria also has a very good educational system. We have also the dual educational system of apprenticeship. The country ranks high for business quality and employee loyalty, remaining very long in companies. So the country also offers a long tenure and a highly skilled workforce, which is also, the workforce is highly motivated. We rank here 3 in the EU and highly productive. And besides obviously the apprenticeship, there are also a lot of universities for applied studies. Maybe the next slide will surprise you, because Vienna also has the largest percentage of students in the DACH region compared to inhabitants. So this is not Berlin, this is not Munich, it's Vienna. With 192,000 students, 62,000 international students makes it a very attractive city also for international talent. Fourth is the innovation ecosystem. As I already mentioned, Austria boosted an R&D quota of 3.2%, and highlighting its strong commitment to research and development. This is the highest, the third highest R&D expenditure quote in Europe. There is a lot of collaboration and culture of open innovation between companies, industry, businesses, universities, and research centers. And I also wanted to show you this on the slides because nearly 96% of all startups are successfully cooperating with partners, either from enterprises or from universities, and 80% of scale-ups. The Austrian market is characterized by a very close integration of research, production, of sales. This makes it easy to cooperate. And also what it makes also easy is the short distance. Austria, from the size, it's not a huge country, but it makes it very easy to get access to the player due to the short distances. And we also are engaged to offer support. Support in terms, this is our fifth advantage, location advantage, support in terms of financial support, but also in terms of non-financial support. In terms of financial support, there is public funding for grants, loans, or tax incentives like the 14% research tax premium. But there are also a lot of non-financial support possibilities also through our agencies that include also access to networking opportunities, consulting and partnerships. A lot of services are also completely free of charge. I also would like to show you the public funding level. We have substantial funding on the federal level, but also on the regional level. Focus is very strong on technology-driven industries. The major funding agencies are two. This is on the one hand the Austrian Research Promotion Agency, FFG, and on the other hand, Austria Wirtschaftsservice, AWS. They provide grants, loans, and other incentives, especially for small and medium size, also for startups, and if R&D funding also for large enterprises. The funding landscape is designed to boost R&D activities, facilitate collaboration between companies and research institutions. Normally, the funding rate is higher if companies or startups collaborate with universities or research institutions, and this altogether encourage economic growth. I also would like to highlight the incentive scheme for R&D. The Austrian Research Promotion Agency, for instance, the general program. This is a program running all year long. It's a key funding initiative to support companies of all different sizes, also all different sectors in the research and development activities, provides grants and loans for a wide range of projects. And additionally to the direct funding, it's also possible to request the cash tax grant of 14%. That's allowing companies to claim the 40% for the annual R&D expenses. And this tax premium makes also Austria an attractive location in Europe for R&D. At the end of my presentation, some words about our agency. Austrian Business Agency, ABA, is a key organization dedicated to support foreign investors, startups, companies, but also international talents and film production. In our Invest department, we support businesses looking to establish or expand their operations in Austria. For this, we provide a range of services to facilitate the investment process. All our services are completely free of charge, and this includes, for instance, information and guidance. We offer comprehensive information about Austria's business environment, about opportunities, regulatory framework. We help companies navigate the complexities of setting up operations in the country. We assist also in finding suitable location or financings and connecting with local partners and networks. We provide tailored services based on the specific needs of the companies. And also we help to connect with key stakeholders, including also government bodies, industry associations, and potential business partners. To conclude, at the end, Austria offers a dynamic and supportive environment for businesses and startups, especially also in the life science sector, biotech, healthcare, medtech. It has a strong infrastructure in a central European location, an innovative ecosystem, and financial support makes it an ideal destination to grow and to collaborate. And I invite you afterwards to explore these opportunities, and we'll be very happy to support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerlinde. Thank you for presenting Austria as the nice location it really is. So if you're somehow interested in making any kind of investment in Austria, this is your contact. Please get in contact with Gerlinde Garleitner. And now I would like to welcome Maya Halebic from the British Embassy in Vienna, commercial section. Let's see how the British Embassy sees the healthcare market in Europe, in Austria, sorry, in Austria.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Let me just share my presentation.
You will have the opportunity to ask questions afterwards. So let's jump into your presentation.
If you could just let me know if you're, can you see it?
It's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you to the brilliant organizers for inviting me to speak to you today. My name is Maya, and I'm the Senior Trade Advisor at the UK's Department for Business and Trade, which is located here in Vienna. Before I kick off and talk about some of the opportunities that we've identified in specifically medtech and digital health, let me just briefly touch on what we as the department do and how we support UK-Austria commercial relationships. I appreciate that we have some companies on the call who are not from the UK who would not qualify for our support. So if you could just bear with me, don't run away. There will be a section that will hopefully be interesting to all of you. So who are we and what do we do? We are the UK's Ministerial Department for Economic Growth, and we essentially provide support for two different pillars. The first pillar is to help UK companies internationalize their business, so in other words, to export. And on the other hand, we support local companies like Austrian companies to set up in the UK, to explore the UK market, and to make a decision as to whether the UK market is an attractive investment opportunity. We cover a range of different services. So for instance, market research, obviously, we want you to make an informed decision whether, Austria is an attractive market for you. So we have lots of business intelligence on hand, but we also do custom research, so research that is specific to your needs. We provide business counseling, so that is information around entry strategies, route to market, pricing, promotion, etc. Networking is a big part of our work. So that basically means, us bringing you together with the relevant stakeholders in Austria, whether that's key buyers, government officials, you name it. Due diligence is an important one. So we want to make sure that the people you talk to in Austria are legit, that distributors who you're aiming to establish relationships with are actually able to deliver on their promises. So trade shows, as a final point, we are typically present in all the major trade shows across Europe and beyond. We are a global network after all. We do bring local companies to existing trade shows, for instance, as a delegation to meet with potential UK partners. We also bring UK companies to our respective markets to explore, say Austria and the main players here. So that is in a nutshell who we are and what we do. There is plenty of collateral online for you to explore. If you go to great.gov.uk, you will literally find everything that would be relevant to a first-time exporter or an existing exporter. So I do encourage you, if you're looking at exploring different markets, we have various market guides, guides to export for pretty much every single country globally where DBT are present. This is a screenshot of the very idyllic background for the Austrian market guide. Do have a look, and like I said, there is quite a lot of collateral on there for you to explore. Just briefly about the team here in Austria. Like I said before, the team here supports UK companies to export to Austria. We'll link you up with potential buyers, distributors, government officials, whoever you're interested to speak to. So we essentially help you open up the doors to have those initial talks. And on the other hand, we support Austrian companies, and I know we had some Austrian companies to pitch today. So if you are interested in exploring the UK, by all means, do reach out to us, contact me, and I'm very happy to connect you with the part of our team that looks after the investment bit. Like I said, we provide expertise and contacts, networking, and creating a strong local network is really, the key to our job. So this is really our focus for us, to make sure that we're well linked with the local community and that we're able to advise, and help you make an informed decision about entering and exporting into any market. The DBT team in Austria is a team of 8, and we cover export promotion, investment, and market access. Market access, that relates to everything that pertains to UK companies trying to export but experiencing some issues as a result of Brexit. That is part of our trade promotional work as well. So if you do experience any issues, we're happy to speak to you and try to support. We're based at the British Embassy in Vienna, so if you ever are in Vienna, do come by and say hello. Our sector focus, so we essentially have identified a range of sectors where we see strong opportunities for UK companies to feed in. So healthcare and life sciences is one of the 2 sectors that I cover. But we also cover things like e-mobility, transport technology, F&PS, defense and security, and infrastructure. So it's quite broad, but the team here is split by sector, so we're able to really provide you with, good support, I think. The services that I've mentioned previously that we provide here in Vienna very much align to what we provide globally. So that is, in a nutshell, the Department for Business and Trade and how we support the UK export, interact globally or internationalize their commercial work. Now, the second part to my presentation will focus on healthcare and life sciences. We'll focus on medtech specifically, as this is the focus of this webinar. I will briefly touch on some of the key subsectors for these 2 umbrella sectors, if you will. I'll give you an overview of medtech. For those of you who appreciate statistics, you will be pleased to hear that I will be showing you some statistics. So hang in there. And in that context, I will also talk about ELGA, which is the German abbreviation for the electronic health record, and DIGA, which essentially is the German abbreviation for digital health applications, digitale Gesundheitsanwendungen for you German speakers. So let's see, opportunities for export to Austria. So essentially, on the medtech side, we're looking at medical devices, digital health, and in vitro diagnostics. These are the three areas that we've identified as, key export sectors in the medtech field, and that really is not unique to UK exporters, as you can imagine. I mean, this is really for every company looking to export into the healthcare and life sciences sector. On the life sciences front, we've identified pharmaceuticals, vaccines, and clinical trials as the three key sectors. So obviously I could talk to you about every single sector in great detail, but we don't have the time for that. So if you do have any questions around any of those boxes, very happy to have a chat. Now let's move on to digital health. And first of all, just to give you a brief overview of the size, the turnover in digital health in Austria, we're here looking at digital treatment and care and digital fitness and well-being. So the blue bars essentially reflect our historical figures, and the red bars are projections for the future. And as you can see, the digital treatment and care is essentially expected to almost triple, and digital fitness and well-being, sorry, is it the other way around? Digital treatment and care is going to double, yeah, and the other one is going to triple almost. So you see there is quite a strong growth in turnover in the digital health space in Austria. And that is, I think, also due to the fact that the Austrians did jump a bit late on the digital health wagon, but they are there now. And I think they're appreciating that we can't do without digital. We have to make digital part of our standard healthcare offering. As far as users in digital health in Austria, you see a very similar trend. There are projected increases in users, most importantly in the digital fitness and well-being space. So, manufacturers of any digital fitness and well-being products or applications, will want to look towards Austria to explore it as an export market. I thought this slide, even though the numbers are from 2018, showing the digitization, the status of the digitization of the healthcare system in various countries across Europe and Canada. I thought it was still interesting to show you the ranking. I doubt that the ranking has changed significantly. I'm pretty sure that obviously the Nordics are always taking the lead in this, but it's good to see that Austria and the NHS England are actually featuring in the top 10. So that is positive. You will receive these slides, I should mention, so you're welcome to study them in your own time. And if there are any questions, very happy to talk to you. The electronic health record, I think we had a company who pitched, who was interested to do some work in the electronic health record field. So this is to show you the status of implementation of the electronic health record in Europe across various countries. And Austria is actually kind of sort of in the middle field, as you can see. But Austria is quite proud of its efforts and progress within the electronic health record space. And here is a snapshot of what the ELGA, the electronic health record, elektronische Gesundheitsakte in German, looks like. And essentially what this is, there are three parts to ALGA. There is the e-medication, e-medical findings, and the e-vaccine record. So you as a patient, you've got your entire prescription history on ALGA, and all you have to do is go to your pharmacist and pick up your prescription or refill, okay? With respect to your test results, you know, when you go to a doctor, all your test results will be fed into the system. So that is accessible by you and no one else. So it's just your GP and yourself are able to access these records. And the vaccine records, so your immunization history, will be deposited into ALGA. And you don't have to carry around this, you know, funny little yellow card that we used to have in Austria, or still have to some extent. But, you know, you can just access it online and your entire history will be there. So ALGA kicked in back in 2013. It was not well appreciated at the beginning, but I think, you know, and now people are starting to realize what the benefits are and what the positive value or the value is really for people who are using it. Telemedicine is another area of growth, and this is a survey that basically reflects the acceptance of telemedicine among doctors in Austria, and this was done back in 2020. And as you can see, there, you know, the acceptance is fairly high. It's well above 50%. So I think we have come to appreciate the benefits of telemedicine. As far as usage, there is still quite a big focus on the classic phone call and the email. So Austrian patients or Austrians still very much prefer, you know, calling their physicians, calling their GPs to inquire about their test results or to have them interpreted for them. Because oftentimes you will access the health record, you see a record, but it's all written in medical language. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trained in medical language, so I have no idea oftentimes what the hell my doctor is talking about. So, you know, you would typically pick up a phone and call them up and ask. Where we see growing demand in the future is certainly within online platforms, video calls, mobile phones, you know, the usage of face-to-face conversation with your doctor. So that is definitely an area that will be quite important in the future. Well, actually now already. What are some of the revenues generated by e-health devices? So as you can see, there are 4 categories that we are looking at when we talk about e-health devices in Austria. You see some historical figures and some projected figures, but in essence, you see a growth among all 4 categories, particularly, you know, with smart blood pressure monitors. So if your company manufactures any of these products, you will most certainly want to look at Austria to identify potential distributors or buyers, okay? Digital fitness and well-being equipment, that mainly involves digital fitness and well-being apps. And you can see there is a clear upward trend, you know, actually more than doubling over the 9-year period in terms of revenue. What are some of the most common types of health and fitness apps? Well, essentially, we're looking at, you know, tracking health, fitness and health tracking apps and fitness learning apps, where, you know, almost a third of, well, actually a little bit more, a third of population is using. There is, unfortunately, 71% who are not using any types of health and fitness tracking apps at all. But I think this is really a good opportunity to convert these people into active users of these technologies. So I think there is quite a good base to work with, and you know, try increase the awareness of why people should be using those and what the benefits are really. Now, in the interest of time, I'll try to wrap this up in a few minutes. But basically, in the context of digital health applications, it's worthwhile mentioning the DiGA in Austria, which stands for Digital Health Applications, and that really relates only to apps. So this is very relevant to manufacturers of applications. Now, why do we care about this? Back in 2020, Austria started talking and thinking about basically formalizing the integration of healthcare applications into the existing healthcare system. Why? Because they saw what Germany was doing, and Germany had already implemented the DiGA framework, and they were trying to see if that is something that we could replicate in Austria. Essentially, what are DiGAs? DiGAs are nothing else but apps on prescription. So those are applications that are prescribed by your doctor and which can then be reimbursed subsequently by your health insurance. And the basis for this talk is basically the Austrian Digital Act, the Digital Austria Act, which was launched back in June 2023. And this act really aims to open the Austrian healthcare system to innovations, but we can integrate innovations into our existing very traditional healthcare system if there is no legal framework for the integration of health applications. So this is what we're trying to do here. Currently, we're still in the discussion process, in a pilot process. There's quite a bit of exchange going on between Germany and Austria for the Austrians to learn from the Germans to make sure we don't make the same mistakes as the Germans did. One big mistake that Germany, in fact, did was not talk or not involve GPs into this discussion. So that was not a good thing, and we're trying to avoid this in Austria. What are some of the planned key requirements for an Austrian DiGA approval process? And those are still, that list is still being defined, if you will, but what is definitely going to be the case is that DiGAs must demonstrate a very clear patient benefit. So there has to be a clear medical benefit for it to be classified as an application that is reimbursable. It has to meet high quality and safety requirements, and which are of course regulated in the European MDR. Okay, so you need a CE certificate to place it on the Austrian market or the EU market, and to have that qualify for the DiGA approval. Telehealth will be excluded from this reimbursement scheme. So if you are a telehealth manufacturer, this is not going to be covered by the DiGA. And just briefly, who is dealing with the cost reimbursement? That will be the umbrella organization of the Austrian social insurance, Sozialversicherung in German, and the Austrian Agency for Health and Food Safety is going to be the organization who will support the approval process with respect to quality, safety, and medical benefits. Okay, timeline-wise, this has been pushed back a few times, but the most recent updates states that 2026 is when we're looking at this process to be fully implemented, and ideally we will then have a list or a catalog of applications that will then be reimbursed by the insurance companies. I hope I have not overrun, maybe I have, but this concludes my presentation. Here are my contact details. If you have any questions, like I said, if you're a UK company looking at Austria or an Austrian company looking towards the UK, do come and talk to me. And if you are an international company and you found this presentation interesting and would like to hear more, I'm very happy to talk to you as well. So thank you, and over to Karen.
Thank you very much, Maya, especially for this input on DiGA, very precious information. So I would like to repeat that we will share all these presentations. We will share all contacts of the people who have presented today. Do you currently have any questions to our last two speakers? to Mrs. Galeitner or to Mrs. Halebic. Please go ahead.
Karen, if I may begin, ask the question to Maya. Good morning, Maya. Thank you very much for your presentation. I am a bit familiar and I'm very interested in the DIGA platform in Germany, and I'm happy to hear that Austria is establishing one. Is it going to be an Austrian or is it going to be connected to the DIGA platform? And the question is that, as you may know, countries like Belgium, the Netherlands, they simply decide to partner, whatever is the terms they use with a German's DIGA instead of creating their own. Why, for example, France, they created their own beacon, for French reasons. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you support that? If it's going to be a new one, it's going to be a part of that. And the reason, of course, is that if it's going to be very, very similar, it means it's going to be for companies like ourselves and many others. It's nice to hear because it's simpler, one process instead of like 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean, ideally they would have a process that's relevant, or that kind of sort of includes all 27 countries. I mean, that would be the easiest, to have a EU-wide system, right? But it won't mirror exactly the German system, is my understanding. So it will be unique to Austria in the sense that an application that is on the DIGA list in Austria may not automatically qualify as DIGA in France or in Germany. So you still have to go through their approval, their individual approval processes. But I think in the case of Germany and Austria, because Austria is leaning so heavily on Germany and how Germany has done this, I think if your DIGA is part of the catalog in Germany, chances are very high that it's going to be, placed into the Austrian catalog as well. So I think, if you undergo one process, it'll be probably quicker and easier for you to undergo the other one. But, they're still really figuring out that process and trying to, because I think their focus here in Austria, the focus, as it's probably everywhere else, I mean, it's on safety and the medical benefits. So they're very, very big on the company being able to demonstrate what the medical benefit is and, and how safe it is, because they will be, I think, very selective. The budget is not, there is never enough budget, is there? So they will be very, very selective in terms of, which apps are going to be reimbursed and which are not. I hope that answers your question, or does that raise more questions?
It's just like as a follow-up to that, I also noticed that you mentioned 2026.
Yeah.
That means we still have like another 2 years to go, right? Basically.
Yes, and to be honest with you, 2026 is not a date that manufacturers are necessarily happy with. They were hoping that this would come sooner, especially, smaller companies who just don't have the time to wait. But 2026 is now the more or less the official timeline. At least it's the most recent timeline that they've communicated. I was trying to find out what part of 2026 we're talking about, the first half, second half, but they couldn't really tell. So it will be in 2026. It should be definitely fully implemented. Yes.
Thank you for just as a final comment. 2 years for startups, it's way too long. So, but
it's
anyway,
way too what?
It's too much. If it's going to open for 2026, it means that they're going to have another year or so for signing up. So that means that first company is going to be in the platform by 2027, 2028, depending on the requirements that are established. Which again, for typical startups, that's just forget it. 4 years from now, yeah, I'm going somewhere else. Okay, but thank you. That was just a final comment. Thank you.
Sure.
Are there any other questions? I'm sorry that we're much over time now. I know that some people left for the B2B meetings. If you have any other question, please quickly mention it now. And otherwise, I can offer to you, as mentioned before, the contacts to these two ladies. Thank you again, Maya and Gerlinde, for presenting here today. Thanks a lot for giving us your insights into the Austrian healthcare market. And the last thing I want to draw your attention to is our upcoming events from the Desire project. So we will have a webinar on the 5 key strategies for communication in the Gulf region as a preparatory measure to our business delegation trip to the Arab Health, which will take place end of January and the webinar mid-January. So I'd be very happy to see you again there. Keep in contact. Please use our platform, make the most of it, and get back to me if you have any questions. Thanks again to all speakers, to the pitching companies, and to our experts here from Austria. Thanks a lot. Have a nice afternoon.